It's time for the moment you've been waiting for. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Tsh, da, 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 da. Di, da, di, di, da, di, di, da, 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 da. Di, da, di, li, da, di, li, di, da. Di, da, di, li, di, da, di, li, 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 da, di, di, da, di, di, da, di, di, da.
All right.
Oh god,
That's good. You got rid of that second part because that was bullshit.
yeah.
I think the first half is way better from last week. To be honest, that was the best part.
Yeah.
I think
That
That was the part we just saw.
yeah.
Well, the part where Tyrebank got called out for not listening.
That's
was the
the
best
second part, but I know what you mean, or what you were
Okay.
trying to say.
Okay, and welcome to the Gankbush podcast. I'm your host, Fringe Average. For those of you listening for the first time, we are the only explicit Heroes of the Storm podcast where all the different hosts are made up of different play levels. For example, we have someone as low as a silver type player all the way up to a master level player. We bring you the latest hot news and discuss the latest tips and strategies so that you can become a better player. So let's go ahead and introduce our gold type player. That is old backpack who's calling in from Abu Dhabi.
Talk
Or
to
not.
you, old backpack.
Okay.
I hear you. But who are you talking to?
Oh, he's not acknowledging the intro.
All right, so let's move on. So let's go ahead and
move on.
introduce our master level
right.
player. That is Scott, who's calling in from San Francisco, California.
Yeah. Good to be the first one to be introduced, I guess.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and introduce our silver type player. That is Tyrebank, who's calling in from San Diego, California.
Hey, what's up, Fringe? It's good to be here in the Nexus.
All right, let's go ahead and introduce our other master level player. That is Bacon from Buford, Georgia.
Hi.
All right. How's it
We
feel
are-
to be undefeated in Bush League?
Oh, it feels great to be 1-0,
One win.
1-0,
The
1-0.
only one undefeated.
1-0,
First
1-0.
we can make
gosh.
that claim
Well,
right
your friend,
now.
what's it feel like?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't know anymore, do you?
Let's go and introduce. We have a special guest. We have if you've been watching the Bush League, we actually have one of the co-casters, Soken, who's calling in from his palatial estate in San Diego County.
Yes.
Oh shit, San Diego. We're in San Diego.
I live in Mira Mesa.
Oh shit, that's actually only like 15 minutes from where I live.
I was trying to get you fools to hang out with me last time. Fringe was freaking in San Diego, and I was like on Discord. I was like, "Hey man, come hang out, and then he just ignores me and shit.
Oh, you didn't
remember
contact
that.
me.
Well, they didn't care about you then. That's why.
Yeah, exactly.
They
He
don't
still
care about
doesn't
your
care about
feelings,
my opinion,
obviously.
but
In the pre-show, we've already concluded that I do not care about feelings of other people.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
So,
that was bombs were dropped.
agreed.
so how's it going? Thank you for lowering your standards and joining us today.
It's great to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, your co-caster is currently committing podultery again right now as we speak.
Yeah, he's having some awesome times over at Trollin HTC, I think.
Whatever.
And you're here with us. So.
All right, so Soken, tell the people a little bit about yourself because they've probably only known you through the 3 Bush League games that you've casted. Tell the listeners a little bit more about yourself.
So I got into Heroes basically like at the end of the alpha. And it was my first MOBA. I learned a lot just from Heroes about generally speaking about MOBAs, and I've been trying to learn and get better ever since I started. At some point, I was on some teams doing some competitive stuff, and that all fell through and stuff. But I learned a lot from that experience. Now I just kind of try to have as much fun as I can with it, and trying to make new friends in the community, and yeah, just going from there. I also enjoy things like mixed martial arts and other sports and whatnot. So that's pretty much it, I think.
How do you get
Do
into
you,
casting, though? How do you get into casting? Like, where does that segue from you just being a player to being a caster?
It pretty much just came from the me trying to have fun aspect of it. Goon Hots and I have been friends pretty much for like 2 years now. I want to say 2.5 years. We're always looking for things to do, and he was just like, "Hey, come cast Bush League with me." And we already had good casting synergy from before, so we just kind of started it and just started going crazy with it, doing weird things like, the Lucha Libre mask and the power visor, and just having a lot of fun. And I've had a lot like insane amounts of fun. Like I look forward to every Monday now. So thank you for letting me cast it with Goon Hots.
You guys get real hype during the cast. It's a lot of fun to listen to.
Yeah,
And,
I guess I'm more of like the hype man,
you don't overdo it like fucking what's it called, the J-How?
Tritzler? Yeah, J-Hound. Yeah.
Yeah.
True that. All the fake enthusiasm.
Like fucking scream cannon, fake enthusiasm, trying to blow out our ears. Like, oh! Like, okay.
Actually, I do kind of scream, but it's muffled enough from the side,
it's
I
muffled.
think. But yeah.
Yeah, and also for the record, we have no say on who casts. On who. No. Sorry, who the co-casters are.
You're just dropping this so you can refer to it later. Is what it sounds like.
No. No, it's Goon.
Back in episode 111, I said this.
The primary caster has full control of who they allow on. We have no control over that. So you should thank Goon Hots for allowing you to cast with them. It has nothing to do with us.
Thank you anyway, Soken. We enjoy your company. I have to do the thing. We have no say in it. We still really appreciate you.
I get. The
conversation today has been like, "Hey, Fringe," or it's like, "Hey, Soken, what do you think about this?" Not that I care what you think or anything. Just like everything comes down to.
You guys are referencing the pre-show. I get it.
Pre-show. Chat in the green room.
Yep. All right, so let's get on to the plugs. So we stream every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Twitch. If you listen to us on Stitcher or iTunes, please subscribe and or rate and review us. If you have any friends who play the game and listen to podcasts, please spread the word about the show. If you'd like to play with us, please join our channel in BNet called Win Time. One word, Win Time. Also, we have a Discord channel if you want to go there and hang out and talk with us. If you'd like to support us financially, please go to our Patreon page there. The money's used to go back into the community, as well as paying our casters to do Bush League, as well as paying our costs. Also, if you go to the YouTube channel, you can find videos of all of the live shows, as well as other types of content there as well. If you go to gankbushsquad.com, you can find links to all of the aforementioned content hubs. So some quick announcements. So we're not gonna have a show next week. We're going to do the BlizzCon ticket party, which is on May 9th, so a week from today. So the tickets go on sale at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you want to be part of the party, there are 2 rules you have to adhere to if you want to participate in the actual getting the tickets and so forth. So if you want to be if you just want to come hang out, you can come hang out, obviously. But if you actually want to be part of the trying to get tickets, you have to be able to buy 4 tickets, which is $800. And also B, if someone gets a ticket for you, you have to be able to pay that person your ticket within 48 hours of purchase. So that's $200. So if you want to do that, please come by and hang out, and hopefully we can all get tickets to go to BlizzCon next week.
And a quick note for those who actually come or try to buy tickets by themselves. It's a line system, so not everybody's going to be trying to refresh their pages, trying to get in line. And if you are chosen, that doesn't guarantee a ticket purchase. You have to purchase as soon as possible, because they can literally run out while you're filling out the forms, because there are some people who got in line, filled out the forms too slowly, clicked confirm, and this said no more tickets available. So you can change all the information of like ticket A belongs to me, so I'm going to fill out my name. No, you don't really have to. You could just put person A is A, his name is A, person B is B, person number 3 is going to be C, and then you just change the names later. That way you can save as much time as possible while you're filling out the forms.
Oh, so, man, next level strategies from the Korean.
Yeah. Oh, that is some high-level hacking there, man.
When tickets literally sell out within 50 seconds, you really need to, get every edge.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's a good idea. So again, so it's May 9th. Go to our Discord if you want to hang out and try to get tickets with us. Please come by there at 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Also, so every Sunday, Goon Hots does a recap of, not really a recap at this point. He just does like a deep dive into how to play the game, and it's basically called the Bush League recap or something akin to that.
That's not a recap, you said?
Well, last week he did something with his NGS team, I guess, Reborn, with two of his guys from Reborn. So that was really insightful as well. But honestly, if you just want to get better at the game, he provides coaching for everyone. And if you actually watch every episode, you actually will learn a lot, and I highly recommend it. So go to that on Sundays.
And honestly, 2 weeks ago, there wasn't really much to talk about since both games were just a wipeout.
Mm-hmm. So also the Bush League is every Monday. So this week it's Monday night at 6 p.m. Pacific, and it's going to be the Nexus commentaries doing the casting on Monday. So please go there if you want to watch us play. If you go to bushleague.trolls.gg, you can find the new Bush League new page, the new site, I guess. So go there if you want to check out article profiles of each player and so forth. So go there. All right, so we have a really good show for you. We're going to discuss the Bush League, and then we're going to discuss the Grubby's Silver League tier list, and Scott will sound magnanimous. And then we'll talk about...
That means generous, you fool.
Magnanimous.
It sounds like
No,
an aggressive word, but it's not really
very
defined.
generous with his knowledge. Gosh, jeez. All right, and then we'll talk about the horse pants balance complaints that he's talked about, and then we'll do the draft analysis, and then we'll talk about non-meta heroes, as well as the article that Zexorus did for the Nexus Trolls. So, all right, so Bush League. So for those of you who are not caught up, my team lost and to Zexorus's team, and then Tyrebrand's team beat Team 4. So Tyrebrand's team played Cho'Gall for the first time, and
Oh man.
Yep.
was given a victory, was handed a victory. But
He earned that. We talked about.
We kind of outplayed that, So
oh,
no, they did make a lot of mistakes. They made some mistakes with their talent choices. I think was the biggest thing.
100%.
But they were actually rotating and playing more of the team than they have any other previous week. So that was a big step up from their play.
Honestly, just a couple of better talent choices, and that game's theirs. Easy peasy.
Yep.
That was
13
Yeah.
Diablo 13 Diablo charge, the percentage.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was the big one.
would've been huge.
And then
Like
at level 16, Thrall didn't take the giant
Giant
killer
killer.
one.
Did he
Yeah.
take
Like-
the giant killer at level 7? Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
You grabbed that one. Oh, okay.
But even then, the giant killer at 16 isn't easy. Like what, 10% when you combo it with Wind Fury, right?
9%. It's 3% per hit.
Yeah.
Well,
he
if
rounded
we're
in 10.
if we're including the regular auto attack damage, that's what, like
Yeah.
12%, 13% probably around there.
Yeah, probably somewhere around there.
Yeah, and then you add in all your other abilities, and then fucking level 7 talent. That's like a good 40% off the bat, just based on your combos. But yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed that game, that Cho'Gall game. It was so much fun to watch.
So
Because
back and
I think they were, if I recall correctly, they were losing early and then came back. So
oh, you mean when it was
Fun to
level
watch.
20 to 17 with boss taking with no keep? Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, it was looking good. I was like, oh, team 4 is gonna get their first win and blah blah blah,
Right.
and didn't end up working out.
Yeah.
They were behind. Tyrebrand's team was behind.
To be honest,
Hey.
after they got the boss, they engaged at the wrong time and all got destroyed. Like 3 people got killed, and we were able to just clear boss at the end. So, and then not turning in that one gem at the very end. I don't know. That-
Oh, that
Yeah.
I
one
don't know who
gem
was counting.
tilted me so hard. Oh my god. Just
Yeah.
they had 30-40 seconds to do it too. Oh. I'm sure when they review the replay, I mean, it'll be so obvious to them, but I guess it's a high stress situation. They're not quite sure what to do except just turn in, right? That's probably what the comms were like.
But
so close.
What I will say, the best part though was the divine shield turn-in
Oh
twice.
my God! The
Twice.
plays!
Yeah.
The plays!
Yeah, the second time totally wasted Divine Shield, not naked at all.
Right, it secured it, and only because Nubrak missed his. Did he
What?
miss his Q? He didn't know because he didn't know
think
that I
he
was
did. Yeah,
slow.
the second time nothing hit him, but
Mhm.
120 seconds,
Almost-
100 shmoney seconds. You know.
I mean, you can argue that the last turn pretty much guaranteed the win. So, I mean, wasted, not wasted, whatever. It guaranteed a win. So, that's all that matters. You get the core.
Yep.
But the more important thing is the past couple weeks, there's been a little bit of Mr. Cocky Fringe Average going around being undefeated. And
Yeah.
you
Team
know,
Dignitas gotta
right,
dig
team
the loss.
Dignitas. Wait.
Did the loss.
You guys,
That doesn't make any sense.
That makes perfect sense.
He's been referring to his team as Dignitas, and they lost.
Right.
Yeah.
How does that
Yeah.
not make
Yeah.
sense?
It makes
you guys hear
perfect
that?
sense.
Do you guys hear that?
Here we go.
Let's
Here we
see
go.
this again.
It's happening. Here we go.
Oh, here
Infinity
it-
War.
There was an idea to bring together a group of remarkable people. To see if we could become something more. So when they needed us, we could fight the battles
that they never could.
In time, you will know what it's like to lose. To feel so desperately that you're right, yet to fail all the same. Dread it. Run from it. Destiny still arrives.
Oh man.
Wow. Okay. Based on these drafts, my friend, who do you think is going to take it?
I'm actually looking at fuck that booty real good right now, and I'm loving it, man. I don't know. There's something about that draft. It's just magical to me.
I think it's going to come down to the Fringe Average Stukov making the plays, to be completely honest. If he can make the plays for his team, stop the counter or stop the initiation, the blow up, then his team's going to be successful.
I just had a little bit too much of Hennessy. Just gonna tell you how I feel. Look. You so fucking precious when you smile. Yeah. Hit it from the back and drive you wild. Yeah. Girl, I lose myself up in those eyes. I just had to let you know you're mine. Hands on your body, I don't wanna waste no time. Feels like forever, even if forever's tonight. Just lay with me, waste this night away with me.
Ah, there it is. That was good. That was nice.
Good. That was so good.
So
Now Tower Baron's team is equivalent to Tower Baron squared.
why was Scott in it?
I just needed a quick face.
Oh, okay.
White guy.
The first shot I thought actually was
I
Spider-Man.
just needed a white guy.
That,
to
that was
overlay
me.
on the
looking-
white guy.
that was my hair tingling on my arms from watching the game.
Oh. You know, it's kind of funny. It kind of gives away spoilers for people who didn't watch the film.
That's a trailer.
That's the trailer.
Yeah.
No, but you know what I mean? Like how what characters are who? You know what I mean?
Thanos is evil. Who
Yeah,
Thanos
but like
is?
inclusion.
I think putting your face all over all the characters helps conceal that a little bit.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
But
You can't tell who's who.
I mean, I don't have faces that I can Photoshop for the other Tower Baron team members, so I had to do with Scott's face and Tower Baron's face.
That's cool.
And
Well,
also
that was good.
that video had a declaration that Bacon thinks he carried the entire team.
That video showcased Zextra's cocoon.
It just showed.
all the time. I'd say that kind of
Who
disproves
drafted the
Well,
composition and
It
the
just had the
bands
pig
and
head.
everything?
The pig head at the end. That was it.
But as French, how did it feel during the team fights with the cocoon?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it stunk. I mean, I don't want to, we talked off air on Monday about how I really truly feel, but yeah, it stunk. I mean, it was a good comp, I mean, our comp still could have worked, but yeah.
I'll say for somebody who prides their team on macro, you guys did not showcase any of it.
I disagree 100%.
And compared to the other team, yes. After that first camp take, that was in the middle.
There was a good camp take at the beginning, but after that, Tower Baron Squared had the far in a way superior immortal damage takedown. So I mean, all you had to do was put macro pressure until FTBRG had to respond and send at least one guy over to clear that, and then you hop on the immortal in a 5v4. You guys engaged a lot in 5v5s. You never forced rotation so that you'd have a man up.
Well, I disagree. I watched the replay, and there was forced rotations that were made. Well, that some of us made, but I do agree on some of it. But to say there wasn't any of what you described is inaccurate.
This is the one thing I thought was cool and weird at the same time. So, fuck the booty real good. Like, clearly has the weaker race comp, and TV squared is like the insane race comp, just insane. And I'm like thinking, I'm every time the immortal starts, I'm like, oh man, fuck that booty real good needs to get there and defend, because if they don't, it's gonna be Half-Life real quick. And they never I remember just not seeing that very much. And it was always at like the halftime where things happened, But I felt like they played the race comp well. I felt like it was good. Maybe not beforehand, maybe not forcing the camps. I don't know. I don't remember any more. I didn't look at the replay or anything, but
yeah. No, it just when we got the immortals, we didn't get any value out of it because we would have a death or 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So so we didn't get any value from it. So yeah. But I mean, there was one specific instance where we did force a rotation, and we got no value out of it, for certain reasons. But yeah. But I mean, it's okay. I mean, we'll learn from it, and then we'll hopefully get better from it. Because I already wrote it in the team chat the weekend prior that oh yeah, if they win the coin toss, they're going to take us to Battlefield of Eternity, and they took us to Battlefield of Eternity. And I said, this is what they're gonna do, and then that's pretty much what they did. So, but it's okay. It's one game. It's not the end of the world.
Well, definitely
a good game though.
Yeah, definitely that Anubarak play should have been carried over to my game, where the target just got cocooned and they went all in. But that didn't happen as much. My game.
This is something throughout the week leading up to this game we actually kind of hammered out. Because we didn't just come up with it and do it. We actually played several different kinds of comps that played similarly, just go in and dive and blow up somebody. And so it's not like we just drafted a good comp and just willy-nilly did. We actually, throughout the week, made sure that the rotations were as a group. Not anybody was just randomly wandering off. So that when we do force engages, it's a 5v4 or 5v5 situation. So and then also we had to build trust within the tanks, because it's it's kind of scary just to YOLO and dive in and trust your assassins and healers to keep you alive and get the kills that you need. And that's something we worked on throughout the week. So I think my teammates, even though this draft comp was kind of like my doing, but the execution of it was entirely up to them. And I think I just laid out the pieces, and they were there to pick them up and execute pretty beautifully. And the couple minor macro mistakes that we had throughout the game, those are completely on me. I called them, and they were mistakes, like getting camp early, like at the first immortal. That's a complete stupid mistake. That was my call. And by the time we were realizing we were gonna completely lose the race, it's with the camp's already halfway dead. Like, fuck it, just finish the camp off, things like that. But and me dying alone, it was a complete miscommunication. I thought we were gonna go in, but apparently not. So that's just on me. So I own up to my stupid ass mistakes. But the guys, they executed what we practiced. So
yeah, one thing is that there are mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes in every game. Even if you watch HCC level games, there's mistakes had, at all times. So, mistakes happen. So you just gotta try to reduce those as much as possible.
I mean, I've never seen a boring Bush League game. I still feel like all of these are competitive between the teams. I know that sounds probably lame maybe to some of you guys, but like it's still super fun for me. I never feel like any team is particularly out of any game. So for me, I love it.
It's only exciting because none of the teams have like great closing ability, but very high throw ability. Yeah, the throws.
But to be honest, the most important thing is that I'm glad that Team 4 is getting better every week.
Look great.
Yeah, so it's not surprising they do really well when some members aren't there. But anyway,
two subs, by the way.
I didn't say anything.
I just said they had 2 subs. That was all.
They had 2 subs. Yeah, who knows what I'm talking about?
It could be any one of the subs.
No, but no, and also in all seriousness, I think the coordination's getting better. The drafting's getting better. So that's the most encouraging thing to take away from last week, at least for me. So it looks as though they will actually have 4 almost equal teams. So that's really cool. And also, by the way, when the map was chosen for Tomb of the Sprite Queen, I already said to myself, "Oh, Cho'Gall's coming." I already knew it.
How did you know?
Oh, just Tyrebrand.
EBS, EBS does Cho'Gall a lot.
Well, we knew your guys' team would know, but definitely of all the teams, we knew Team 4 wouldn't know.
Number one, I was already screwed by that exact draft before, so I know that EBS likes Cho'Gall, and number 2, you guys picked Leo early.
Mm-hmm.
And that Malthael ban too, mid-ban.
Someone told me, I think it was Zuni or maybe EBS said that Leo isn't that good of a counter to Cho'Gall because Cho'Gall can just dash out of the creepy hand.
You can blow him up pretty quick too. I mean, there's only so much Leo can do. Your team really has to back him up to keep him alive. And I personally agree with that. I think Tychus is even more of a counter than Leo personally, but.
Yeah. So.
But then again, there's also tomb value, and if you focus well.
Yeah, right. and he's got his damage reduction of 50% damage reduction on both Cho and Gall.
Yeah,
that's huge.
So you're saying that Cho'Gall? I mean, you're saying that Liork is actually a pretty good counter to Cho'Gall?
I'd say he's pretty good after he hits 13. Before that,
it's gonna take a while too.
Not so good.
Right. So Scott,
you can tomb and ghost walk into the tomb while you're body blocking out, so they're doing half damage and they're also trapped while your team's focusing. Things like that can happen, but at post and at level 20 when you get the silence in tomb, that can work too.
Yeah.
But Gall can't be silenced.
Yeah, Gall's unsilenceable.
But Cho's gonna be winding up trying to get out.
Yeah.
All right, so Scott, if you're playing against Cho'Gall and you have 2 picks, what are your first 2 picks to counter him?
Definitely Tychus. And I don't know, maybe a range damage, maybe a Hanzo or a Chromie. You don't
Oh, okay.
you don't need percent-based damage on every single person on your team.
Oh, okay.
You know, as long as you got like 2 people with good percent-based damage. Greymane is another good one against Cho'Gall too.
Oh yeah.
Curse
yeah,
bullet.
Yeah.
Greymane's pretty good.
Thrall 2.
With the right talents.
With the right talents. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Thrall could actually be really tanky against Cho'Gall. With the as long as his level 7 talent is up.
Yeah, and Venom.
With that down, he's way weaker.
Oh, okay. Well, or like, Soken or anyone, does anyone have any other stuff that you want to talk about in regards to Bush League?
I'll say this: it's better than HGC. I enjoy it way more.
Same here.
Well, I think
we're all
casting's better too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, now you're being all my kind.
Let's go.
Look at how your feelings.
So I don't know. I like the like kind of like, you know, we're gonna get drunk on air while we cast these games, you know, type of vibe more than the proper casting. But
Man, nah. This is
All
for the
fake
memes.
enthusiasm.
This is for the memes, and you gotta check it out, you know.
Yeah, a lot of trash talk's been coming out of this Bush League thing too from everyone. So
Yeah.
it's just
That's
kind of fun to listen
entertaining.
to. It's entertaining.
It's like WWF
It is. It
a
is.
little bit.
WWE. Get the
Yeah.
F out.
So, all right. So, where are we in the? All right. So, Grubby came out with a Silver League tier list, and for those of you who are listening only, we'll have a link to it at the in the show notes at gankpushsquad.com. But so, all right. So, what are everyone's thoughts on this tier list? So, Soken, when you saw this tier list, what are your overall thoughts? Like when you first read it, what are the first like 3 to 5 words that you thought of when you saw this list?
3 to 5 words. I would just say dumbing down the game, right? 3 to 5. So dumbing down the game. You know, I mean,
Speechless is one of
let
them.
me put it this way, right? So when you're trying to teach someone, do you teach them weird ways to do it leading up to the right way to do it, or do you teach them a reduced version of the right way to do it and lead it up to the right way to do it, right? That's my question. So to me, this doesn't fit the correct way of doing it, which is you teach them a good strong foundation and then you build that up to higher mechanical play or whatever, harder characters. I do not think that putting a top tier, like, first of all, I almost want to say F you, Grubby. I almost want to say it. Putting Gazlo in the first pick ban. Seriously? Like, okay, that is what ruins my time playing Hero League. I'm sorry, but whether I win or lose, I'm gonna be tilted when I see that first pick Gazlo.
Exactly.
All right,
And
counterpoint.
that's not the right
Counterpoint.
way to set up your fans. And he has like 5,000 people watching and reading this, you know, this silver tier list and seeing Gazlo. I'm kind of tilted about that, but I see what he's trying to do, and I'm somewhat thankful that he's trying to do something, but I don't think it's the right way to go about it.
I have a counterpoint to that, and here it is.
It's all ogre. Yo, attack the core. Attack the core. It's 9%. Attack the core. It's 9%. Die for it. Oh my god, they're not doing it! Dog get teleported up for the objective! Oh my god! Oh my god, they're not doing it! No! No! Mom! What do I do? No! 2%! 1%! Yeah, baby! Woo! Let's friggin' go! This is my team. They know how to end. Oh my god! Holy!
I think I just played with that guy today, actually.
Yeah. I mean,
I was not
the Hawker, right?
Yeah.
The Hawker getting the objective.
All right.
Yeah, that was the best.
All right. So Scott, what are your thoughts on Grubby's tier list? Be very magnanimous.
Be honest.
Yeah, magnanimous
It's
guy.
terrible. First of all, how is a grandmaster going to know anything about Silver League? How much time has he spent playing there?
Coaches
How much
don't
time
know
has he
about that.
spent playing there with a silver caliber
Player.
skill level? You know?
Yeah, he coaches a lot of silver players, so he's probably very familiar with it, more so than perhaps you.
Coaches.
How do you know he coaches?
He says he coaches. I watch the stream all the time.
He
doesn't
but
coach.
He doesn't really
One-on-one.
coach.
I think he just gives advice while he's playing
Yep.
the game.
Yeah, I don't think he's doing any coaching.
Yeah, I don't think he's watching videos and telling people how to play because I mean, these tier lists don't mean anything at that level. It's just you either play with your play what
I
you're good
disagree,
at,
though.
or
I
you
disagree.
play something. If you want to get better, like following this tier list isn't the best way. Play something that's gonna help you improve your mechanics. I mean,
Yes, but for this is there's a reason that the Gazlo is top win rate or top 3 win rate. I looked it up the other day for like silver to gold, and then he's also like kind of shitty for Masters Plus. It's because those split push play styles work because no one looks at the minimap, and that's also I like what Nozebo's good at. You know, Samuro as well. You can just AFK farm camps all day and get value if the map is good for it. Like I don't know, like Con and Mines. That's not in the rotation, but you know what I mean.
yeah, but I mean,
I
you
see
could
what you
talk
mean.
to Fringe about playing Gazlo. He was a Gazlo main for a while, and I think he mentioned it like last week or the week before, and it's just like you just develop bad habits of pushing lanes, and you kind of watch the minimap a little bit, but you know, eventually you hit a wall where people come and gank you, and that play style doesn't take you any further.
I mean, yes, but we also have to keep in mind this is a silver list.
Exactly.
Fringe
This
never
is
made it out
okay.
silver, maining Gazlo. I'll say that.
Well, no. To be fair, I got to my gold 5 promotion with Gazlo, like a year and a half ago.
He couldn't get you out though, could he?
It was so close,
Dude,
though.
if you actually kept playing Gazlo and apply the knowledge you have now to that Hero League, and you actually grinded games like you did long time ago, I'm sure you can make it out just with that map knowledge alone.
Oh, I know, but like, what's the point? Just to inflate my Hero League? I don't care about that.
I mean, some people do, and obviously enough people asked Grubby, so he made this kind of list.
Look at that thing next
like-
to all of our names. It's,
Okay, let's
it's
see. Let's take a look.
Time
He
in
said,
Masters Gold.
Order is always support specialist,
real quick,
warrior,
hold on.
assassin, and the most powerful of each category starts on the left.
Bacon.
Yeah.
Would you be happy seeing these, regardless of like silver list, right? Would you
Yeah.
be happy seeing these first bands, first picks in your games?
A third of these heroes, yeah, I'd be fine with it.
A third. So you're saying
Yeah.
2/3 of this is garbage.
2/3 are they can fit in other places on the draft.
You think that okay, but first pick material. You see what I'm saying?
Butcher.
First pick Butcher.
Well,
Yeah, there you go.
So I think the point is that I think the real point is that these are the characters that can carry games in Silver League. Right? These characters are good in that league. Like Butcher, as me and Tiger know, is really fun.
Lily for
On
sure,
all
of
levels.
course.
Yeah.
Lily's good on all levels except for high GM. And then Diablo, of course. All right? Ragnaros, Lava Wave, of course.
Only on Braxis. Braxis OP on silver, but I would not ban him first any other
Thrall,
scenario.
Yes. I'm not sure about Tracer with the recent changes. Anyone know? Is Tracer good, Tower Baron?
Tracer's still pretty good.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say, yeah, she's still pretty dominant in the right hands. Can carry games, 10+ kills, that type of thing.
She's a high skill cap hero, though. Why are you recommending that she's a first pick, first ban for people in silver who can't play her well?
See, the thing is, you don't have to play well
Weren't you just
when everyone else
arguing
doesn't.
for higher skill cap heroes to climb out like a minute ago, Scott? That's exactly what
Yeah,
Tracer is.
that was my advice on who to pick. But I'm just saying, like, it's got Tracer as a first pick, first ban, but then it's got like Malf, who's like a higher skill cap hero at tier 3. Like, this list doesn't make that much sense to me.
Dude,
I
Malf
think-
is pretty bad.
I
bro.
think-
you need to be good at Malf.
Yeah, but then he's got Stukov at tier 1. Stukov's
Yeah, you
like
just throw Q and press E. It's not.
Yeah,
It's really hard. Like,
You're a tank
mean-
player though.
oh no, I played Studov before, and also I've seen Fringe play Studov, and he refuses to pick the root talent because it's hard, right?
he has a lot of other viable skills besides that, and it is kind of like what Bacon says: you just press Q and make sure it spreads, and there's a certain simplicity to that. Malfurion, you actually have to land your Moonfires.
And then
Yeah,
you have
the
to
Moonfires.
rotate your Qs, that way you're not overlapping, and then you have to use your D on cooldown and get proper roots while trying to get Moonfires off throughout the entire team fight and not try to overstep because you're trying to get Moonfires.
And try to time out the Nature's Cure on your activatable. It's
if you're playing Malf, anything below Plet, don't go Nature's Cure at level 7. That's
yeah, you're
No, no,
picking
no.
I always
the,
go
the
Nature's Cure.
Moonfire
I always go
talent.
that. I always go Nature's Cure.
no, yeah. What are you doing? You're never gonna get it.
I always do that. Nature's Cure, Ice Block.
Come on, TV. Come on. You
Just give up.
Hey, I'm a
Stop
Uther player.
pretending.
I'm used to piano Uther, so I got that down. So
Piano Uther hasn't been around for like a year.
you got
Bring back-
arthritis. What are you talking about?
But let's take a step backwards. So theoretically, a tier list is basically telling people these are the characters you should play, right? In that particular league.
I disagree. It says these characters that are powerful in that
Well,
league.
What
Well,
what
if they're
would you
powerful,
say?
then you're supposed to play them.
These characters have the potential if you invest the time into them.
Yeah, but what,
Exactly.
well, then if the character is powerful, that means you play the powerful character, right?
You don't have to. Like you
don't
can
have
play
to.
Alrak. You can play Malfurion. You can go with Malfurion. He's
well,
still
the
a
thing
good
is,
hero.
you prioritize them at the top of the draft. That's all it means, I think.
The thing is that if you do play Gazlo and grind your way to gold, to like gold, gold 4, gold 3, you're ill-equipped to play anymore because, you didn't get better. You just played Gazlo. That's what I think. That's where the harm comes from because you'll get up there and then you'll just not know what to do because Gazlo won't work anymore.
Well, this isn't saying that outside these specific range of levels that it will work. It just says these are good picks for these levels. But I was kind of the same impression as Soken and Scott. When I first saw this list, I wanted to flip the table. It's kind of ridiculous that Gazlo and Nazebo would be first banned, even in silver level.
Well, Nazebo,
Tracer,
yes.
KT,
He was super powerful.
for sure. Phoenix, Tracer, KT, Diablo, those are legitimate, but you don't really ever have Butcher banned or Samuro banned, or definitely like Gazlo. I think Deckard Cain is actually first ban worthy now. I don't know why he's down there. He just heals a shit ton. Varian should be up higher too because he just charges and deletes people. Scott was saying about why is Tracer up high up because high skill cap. Well, because there's easy targets. People are out of position a lot. They're people easy picks if you're relatively decent with them. I mean, you may not be able to do that at the higher gold plat level, but you've got easy picks. That's why when I was playing with my friend, he was just starting. I'd go Zeratul and just get 10 plus kills because everyone's bronze 5 or whatever. I don't have to be that good of a Zeratul to get picks. So it's the same thing with Tracer.
I think Scott and I are thinking like Tracers at our level. They have to fucking weave in the team fight and
Yeah, you don't gotta
little-
weave anything.
Like sneak little bombs in at opportune times and try to get
No
picks
way.
like that. And server
Yeah,
levels.
but then you're thinking of it's like way harder to counter Tracer too. At the silver, Tracer just slowly runs in and does her crappy, dodging skill shots because that Tracer's not that good. And you just auto attack her. Just pick a Rainer and you'll destroy Tracer.
No one
No
picks
one's
Rainer.
Rainer.
No one picks
I would-
Rainer.
If anything, I would think Rainer should be in the top tier.
I would see that too. Yeah.
Should be. But
Right.
Rainer's just bad right now.
Well, the thing is, no one likes
I mean,
playing Rainer.
That was
so
one of the first characters I learned though, and I mean,
You should.
Back
I
in
don't
Alpha,
think he's
though,
bad. I
like,
just think he
was
needs
the
at
only
least some
ranged
tuning.
assassin, right? Soken? Like when you
Oh,
started.
true. I mean, I still like experimented with him throughout time, but
During college, you experimented with him.
Kappa Pride.
At boot camp.
No, I'm sorry. I zoned out for a second there. So who did Soken experiment with? What's his name?
Rainer.
His name's
was
Oh.
Jimmy.
Jimmy.
His name's Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Oh man, he likes the southern touch, huh? So, but yeah, I mean,
And do you even look at the second tier 1 where it has Murky,
All right,
Probius,
good.
Hammer?
Murky,
That's-
Zool, like yeah, split push, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
I saw
split push
I
is
saw
Murky.
Rich win with Hammer the other day at Grandmaster. So I mean, it's not like it's awful. It's possible.
Hammer requires the other team to kind of go in with the hammer that we've talked about before. It's a selfish pick, you know what I mean? And that if Hammer doesn't get protection, she's highly counterable, which was why I think Butcher is not a first ban because he's one of the easiest characters to counter. Everyone knows how to counter those characters. Tracer's a little bit harder. Some of these other players like Ragnaros, Samuro, they're harder to counter. It's not as obvious. So I don't get why Probius, Hammer, Murky are in that powerful category. I have never seen a Murky in a Hero League game in a year.
Well, because he's a specialist. I mean, look at that line. He's pretty much just clicked all the specialists.
yeah, I think
But he thinks that those are powerful characters, like almost characters to be prioritized.
Well, I mean, like I don't want to criticize individual picks, right? Because that's kind of he has to tier 80 characters, right? I mean, I think looking at his top 2 tiers, I think they're pretty much on point if you think about it, at least from my point of view.
I mean, if you play these heroes, I mean, this is a silver level. You're at silver, choosing these picks, and then let's say you play at a low plat level. Are you climbing out with these picks? I'd argue yes, for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've countered the fuck out of people that try to do this to me before. I mean, so I had this one, whenever I was playing Hero League, I usually played late night games, and there's lots of times where I'll run into the same people because the queue is small, and there's definitely been a time where I had a Nova on my team. She was like first pick or something, first pick Nova. And this was when you could see, people on the opposite side of the team. You can't see that anymore, but she was on my team, first pick Nova. Okay, I was like kind of tilted, but I was like, whatever, I'll do my best. I try to help her out. Next game, I see she's last pick on the opposite team. I know for a fact she's going Nova. Counter the shit out of her and win that game. So I won the game with her and I won the game against her. So me personally, I know how to counter this stuff. And I can see like why he did what he did, right? All the specialists at tier 1. The idea being, like you guys said, right? People won't know how to counter them or whatever. But I don't really want people to focus on. I mean, look, I've done coaching before in other aspects of like just life, right? Like MMA and other stuff like that. I don't want people just to learn how to win, right? I want other people to learn how to get better, and I want people to get better. I don't think this does that. I think this just teaches you how to win, which, like people were saying, I think gets you to a certain point. I don't think it gets you to masters.
Yeah,
That's true.
I agree with that. Yeah, this is how to stomp noobs, not how to be a better player, which is what we want to do.
Then again,
Here in the
there's
Game
some
Squad.
special cases. There's some special cases of, high GMs that only play specialist heroes, like ProCraft or, but everyone hates them.
Soken touched on something that I think is even more important is that now you can't see who you're playing against.
Wait,
To me,
Soken touch
that
someone?
is. I'm sorry, what?
Soken touch someone?
No, it's something that he touched, like in terms of like you can't see like when you're in Hero League now, it just says player 1 or player 2, and you don't know who you're playing against anymore. So it takes away like if you know that player is a Nova main, you can ban out Nova, and now they took that away from players now, which I think is complete BS. But I don't know. To me, that's it takes part of the strategy away. I don't know why they would do that.
Yeah.
In general, if you're playing Hero League, the one thing I will say is try to play heroes you're good at. I honestly don't even care what you play, right? And I don't think any of us really care at the end of the day if you know what you're doing. And I don't think this solves that issue of people know what they're doing. They just don't know what they're doing, and I don't know how to solve it, but
I mean,
I don't know.
this list as a whole, I don't agree with, but some of these individual picks, like why not? I'll first pick Thrall any day.
Yep.
For sure.
I think, that, like I said, the top 2 tiers are pretty much. I mean, you can argue it, individual characters, but I think it's pretty much on point if you ask me.
Yeah.
So I think overall it's a good job, at least for the top 2 tiers, for that level.
At least half these entries are kind of. Rexar is on tier 1 powerful. Rexar.
Yeah.
No, I don't see that. I
Controlling
don't
decks
think
are
Rexar is very
optimally
good.
at silver or anywhere close to good.
I mean,
Listen, but people hit the bear.
There's just glaring picks here that don't make sense, which makes the validity of this whole list kind of off
some
for
of the
me.
split pushers, like they do make sense because I mean, if I do play with Windtimers, a lot of the time, especially in the early game, I'm micromanaging players to go soak lanes. One of the biggest things I go is soak this lane, please. I'm soaking this one. It's sorry, what?
Oh, no, Goonhots is here. Oh shit, he's watching his friend Soken.
Well, there's one more thing.
Homies
One more
support
thing
the
here,
homies.
Bacon. One more thing here, Bacon, that
What?
you're not factoring is that when people pick these weird picks like Rexar or Murky, the other team doesn't know how to fill in the gaps for that, and they're possibly tilted when they see you pick that player. So it's gonna be bad for your team in general. In addition to that, niche pick, because when someone picks Galzo, they're usually highlighting Galzo even before like first pick is down, and the rest of the team's like, "What the f are you playing Galzo?" And there's all this stuff like that. And they're like,
Silver
"Screw it, I'll
League
play-
drama. I love it.
You get to play Galzo. I'm gonna play whatever I want." And then there's like this baby stuff going on. Well, I'm playing Nova now. So there's
so
that
true,
factor involved that's not in this list. The tilt factor. Like I'm main tanking Rexar. I'm like, screw this game. I'm gonna do whatever.
Yep,
I mean,
it happens.
All right,
I
so
guess.
okay. Anyway, all right, let's move on from this. So who wrote in the horse pants topic?
Oh, that was me.
All right, so Bacon, you wanted to talk about the horse pants balance complaints.
Yeah, Horse Pants is a popular streamer. He did a post the other day that was deleted, and then someone copied and pasted and did a new post saying, "Why did you delete this post?" But anyway, here's the post. So the balance team has been balancing the game recently. They've been slowing down releases, and a side effect of that is, yes, the meta is more stable, but a lot of the glaring imbalances of the game stay there longer. And a lot of these reworks, yes, they're amazing for the game, but there's large gaps in between these reworks with other hero balance changes. So if something's not balanced, then it goes unchanged for a long time. And in these cycles, the hero that you might want buffed or nerfed might not even get touched because whatever reason Blizzard thinks. And he's also saying that other games don't do this. Other games like League of Legends, they've been having a lot of success recently of doing large patches, yes, like hero reworks and hero releases, but also doing like little number tweaks, like 5%, just little bits here and there to nudge heroes into a good place. And this year, I don't really recall that many instances of that happening. And he's saying, let's not wait for reworks to make heroes viable in terms of balance. Let's and for Raynor, yes, they said Raynor's rework is coming, but that could be weeks or months ahead, and if Raynor just got a couple little tweaks, maybe he's viable, and then you put out the rework later, and that's like, two birds, one stone, I guess. But I didn't use that correctly, but my question I ask,
Maybe touches.
Stones, King's Throne.
that's got me in the intro next week. All right.
Yeah.
Well, next week.
But are frequent small tweaks better, or large monthly patches that give the meta time to breathe better?
Well, they already said that they don't want to do patches every week. They said that like at BlizzCon, right? They want bigger patches but less frequent patches, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm
So
I'm not talking about content, but balance.
No, they said that, right? They said they're gonna have less
Less
patches,
less often.
right? Isn't that what they said?
I don't think they said less patches more often. I think they actually said they were going to have more patches more often, but they were going to be smaller tweaks. You aren't going to be hit every time a new hero gets released with a new hero, like 4 reworks and a bunch of other minor tweaks, and then have nothing for another 3 weeks.
But at the same time, it seems like we're just getting less content overall.
Exactly. Well, they said there'd be less.
It feels
patch
so.
fatigue.
It feels so dry.
It does.
Yeah, that's true. It feels like nothing major has been happening in the last month or two.
Do you think that if they made twice as much money, would they have more stuff coming out?
They'd have more
Probably not.
skins because that's how they'd be making money.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like just because they have the revenue, it doesn't mean they get out content more quickly. I don't think that's how development works, right, Tower Baron?
That's right.
Well, I think if you make more money, you can hire more developers to make that content.
I read this online. Tower Baron, can you confirm? But if it takes one woman 9 months to make a baby, it doesn't take 9 women to make a baby in a month.
Yeah,
That's exactly right. Because you still have to go through procedures, and the thing is finding the right talent. There's a lot of programmers now out there in the career pool, but there's not that many good ones. So it's hard to kind of sift through to get the good ones. So
Why doesn't Tower Brand work for Blizzard? You're a programmer.
actually, software engineers for gaming is actually on the low end of the pay scale. I think a lot of people don't know that.
And the higher.
Yeah, because the job's way more awesome.
It is. That's
You gotta take a pay
More
cut for that.
competition. So
You
Yeah,
probably
programming
get to go to
routers or whatever.
BlizzCon for free. That's a perk.
exactly.
No, you
there's
probably
a
have
lot
to
of
fucking
competition.
work there and manage the lines for the nerds wanting to play the newest hero.
That's right.
Yeah. And also, I'm also drinking a beer out of the old backpacks Doer.
Yeah, the doer. Yes, I think it's meant for minus 173 Celsius and crap like that.
Oh
Yeah.
man, this is a Negro Modelo, and it's still just as cold as it was 5 minutes ago. This is awesome.
A whole 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey man, those fucking beers get warm at room temperature in less than 3 minutes. Everyone who drinks Negro Modelo knows that.
I think just beer lovers know that.
Yeah.
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 Boom.
Let's have a doer that's made for for science.
Oh man. Yeah. On the bottom it says fringe average on the bottom.
By the way, it
Congratulations.
can implode, right? They're vacuum packed, so it may actually explode. Implode.
If
in
it
your
drops,
hand.
it will explode, but it won't explode. I take
It will
care of it.
implode.
No
But same
party
thing.
pals on fringe average side.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I've had this for
Yeah.
7 or 8 years, so it's fine. I'm okay.
Do you bring it to breweries with you and bars, and you're like, "Hey guys,
Yeah, they fill them up. They fill
Fill
them
it
up.
up.
Yeah, they will
Look,
fill them up.
guys.
They will fill them up.
it's got
Yeah,
fringe
yeah.
average on the bottom."
Somebody's learning how this works.
He's getting comfortable in the conversations now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You te-
And
you
what's
Taking
good about
jabs.
this- What's good about
Jabs
this
and
is that it's an imperial pint, so you get more. And they don't know that. Yeah.
How big's an imperial pint?
It's 50%, 10 to 15% bigger.
Wait. The pint is imperial to start with. It's not metric.
What?
The pint is imperial. It's not metric.
What?
A pint is imperial.
We're on the English system / imperial system, is what he's trying to say.
Oh.
Yeah, the
But,
pint is already
to
imperial.
counter that, I believe the British pint is larger.
Yeah. I think everyone knows that.
Well, it's like a dozen and a baker's dozen.
There you
Come
go.
on.
No,
That's what I was
I'm not
thinking,
talking.
too.
I mean, maybe it's the same size, but the British standard pint glass is bigger than 16 fluid ounces.
So we're on American imperial versus British imperial.
The British is a metric system, so they don't really use the imperial system much.
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah. I mean, if you drank more, you would know this old
How the
backpack.
hell are we imperial? How the hell is imperial have different standards? It's like
I
having the
don't
beer
know,
in
but
the
I watched
somewhat
a
meter.
show where they were talking about beer sizes or whatever, and
Wait, here's a question. Who gives a shit?
I do.
I do.
I'm very upset by this.
Oh, okay, my
I'm
bad.
electric.
You guys continue. But
Anyway,
let's
when
go
it-
back
when
to
it
the
comes-
question.
when it comes
Do
to
we
beer,
want
I'll-
do we want freaking patches or larger patches?
Wait, is
And,
that
yeah.
bacon?
want
Don't do
Imperial
this, bacon.
patches.
Let us
Imperial, I
ramble.
want an
Screw
Imperial
you.
patch.
I want an
I
Imperial
want the
patch.
Imperial patch. I
Imperial
want to
patch.
put it out some content every week.
America.
work.
The
Make
Beer
hot straight
Association of America comes out with a beer patch. We're no longer using the British imperial system. Fuck that noise. We don't need their shitty beer and their shitty tea.
Oh, if you want shitty beer, you go to San Diego for that. Oh.
Oh,
Hashtag
my.
remember
Ah.
1776.
Most microbreweries than anywhere else. I know what you're talking about.
Well, you could have more of them, but most
Yeah.
of them are crappy. Then,
Oh, it's about quality over quantity.
yeah.
I don't know. I thoroughly enjoy Ballast Point. Throwing that out there.
Ballast
Uh,
Point.
Back me up, Soken.
Next
Come
time,
on.
dude. You didn't even let me come hang out with you, all right? Next time,
I don't
we're
even
gonna
need
go
to
out.
this
We're
time.
gonna go to some breweries, all right?
We're gonna go to Modern Times. I know it.
Yeah, on Claremont, right? That's on Claremont.
I think
Claremont,
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ballast Point is really nice. I do
Yeah.
love Ballast Point.
Damn.
So, Tavern. What's
So-
better, Ballast Point or the Great Notion?
It depends
See
what
in
mood
your
I'm in.
face.
Oh,
Depends on what
somebody
I'm in.
reluctant to speak the truth.
I do enjoy quick side note. I do enjoy the Northwest beers. I've been to Seattle and had like a ton of different breweries beers over there. I do like them. They're like, I feel like they're more hippie-ish. Like a lot of them had like lavender and like stuff like that in them. Whereas like, down in San Diego we have like habanero in ours. So it's like, it's just different. It's just different kind of in a way too.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah.
Tarband, did you give an answer or no?
Answer for what?
Ballast
The-
Point
the
or
beers.
Great Notion?
I would say they're about 50-50. So they're
How
both
dare
the same.
you hesitated. You're lying. Scott saw it.
Well, Stone
Yeah.
Brewery trumps them all. How about that? Stone Brewery and Escondido.
Man, you're like scratching at the bottom of the barrel. Like I've had Ballast Point and Stone Brewery, and they're both like very forgettable.
Oh dear God.
I don't think so. I think I like them a lot. We just maybe have different tastes.
I'll take Scott's taste.
Yeah, I'd say my tastes in alcohol are more refined due to my vastly superior knowledge and experience.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say liver. I thought you were gonna say liver function at first.
Well, I don't know. I haven't had my liver tested recently. But
Definitely, you've had more beers through your liver than I have. So.
how you make it stronger?
Right.
It's a muscle.
Work out
Work it out.
once.
It's a muscle.
My
That's
liver
how the
muscle.
muscle grows. You work it out. But anyway, so yes,
This
Bacon,
This
sorry,
is this
kinda
is a good
derailed.
time to say that the podcast this week is brought to you by Bud Light. Drink Bud Light, America's beer.
Oh no.
America's
Oh.
beer.
Sponsoring us?
Yep. Oh, we got the big name sponsored.
Oh man, we're gonna get sued.
I mean, not shittiest, best.
Dilly
Alright,
dilly.
There's Byron
Right, so-
that. He'd be repping that.
Hey, Bacon. So we kind of derailed in the middle of your conversation, I guess. Is there anything else you wanted to discuss about that, or?
I asked you guys, and you guys start talking
Yeah,
about
I
beer.
will
so-
respond to Bacon's question now that the whole Imperial crap is over. They're giving us less content less often, as they said, which is kind of shitty. But the amount of content they produced last year was really unsustainable, right? They had to shit out every week, and it's huge
No,
changes
this is not-
constantly.
I'm not talking about content now. I mean, they're slowing down content in terms of skins and maps, and that I'm somewhat okay with that because the things they do end up putting out is actually pretty high quality, like the recent skin event, and then changing the home screen to all red. That's all cool and dandy. And coming out with lore, so we can't ignore those things because that's actually pretty big stuff. I'm talking about balance changes, like things like let's make Lily's attack from 22 to 23 or something, or make this cooldown 1 second longer, like just to nudge up this win rate by a couple percentage points, things like that.
Right. And I agree
Instead
with
of like
that.
huge world-breaking reworks that's gonna take weeks for the meta to figure out, but things, little nudges.
Yeah, and I think that some of that would be nice to see. You know, like one of the big characters he highlights in that post is Raynor. How, you know, Raynor has been out of the meta for what, like a year? You know, and his kit is very generic, but you know, if you buffed his auto attack damage by maybe 5%, maybe all of a sudden he's a decent pick. I mean, and then you go to something like the supports, and there's, you know, at my play level in Masters, there's really only like 3 supports that are considered viable right now. You got Deckard Cain, who just came out, and you got Malf and Stukov, and everybody else is like far below optimal.
This Lily.
Lily's a niche pick. You can't. She's not.
No,
gonna be viable all
man.
the time.
Lily's the shit. I don't know why. Just
Isn't
because
like
it's easy.
Lily like highest win rate among supports at
What?
Masters?
In Masters, she's top 3,
Yeah.
which means she's third. But
Yeah.
But it still feels like an insult when your team wants you to play Lily.
Yeah, it does
Still
feel
feel
bad.
like
Like, you
an
know,
insult.
well, she's
Looking
easy to
at win
play.
rates right now for Masters on Hot Slog, she's like 10th.
what are you talking
Amongst
not bad.
Master players?
Yeah, for Master supports.
about? I'm 5-0 with
Tasnar,
her.
Malfurion, Ariel, Brightwing, Stukov, Rhaegar, Alexstrasza, Morales. They all have a higher win percentage than Lily right now for the last week.
I'm
Uh-oh.
showing her as 7th.
Well, either way, Bacon was top 3 was kind of incorrect apparently. But
Yeah, but my point is, you look at the pick rates, you know, and you got three healers that are
heroes.
picked a lot, and everybody else is just like, you know,
Yep.
fuck. They picked a good support, and our support that we wanted got banned out. I guess I'll have to settle for somebody else.
Well, I think this is, I don't know, my personal opinion is that, you know, supports are a little bit of a weird subject because, you know, the whole era of double support that we never want to hopefully repeat again. So I think really they're scared to touch things in that realm just to avoid that. I don't know. That's kind of my thoughts. I would personally like to see if I could go the whole year without new heroes, I'd be totally cool with that. You know, me personally, I would love to see rework and then bounce, then rework, bounce, rework, like, you know, within somewhat of a tight schedule. That would be my personal opinion. I think it's okay to make these small adjustments that won't be game breaking, and it won't completely change the meta. I mean, for the most part, I don't know why they're not doing that. I think it's a great idea.
well, I think I actually like that a lot. But I think the new characters bring people back. Some people just play the new character for like the first like 4 days, and then they bounce for like until the next one comes.
Yeah.
True.
So, but yeah, I wish they were doing like, for example, when Phoenix was overpowered for 2 weeks, you know, that was kind of BS. But I don't know.
I mean, for new heroes, I can kind of see why they would be a little bit hesitant because we had the whole Zarya issue like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. But for the established characters, I don't get, like, you already have probably millions of games played on that hero. Why can't you just tweak a couple numbers? Because I'm sure if they're doing their job correctly, they know how that character fits into the meta and how they could tweak numbers around based on their stats and their own experience. But I don't know, just my thought when I was reading this article.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And just waiting for a hero to be in the meta again, just based on the possibility of a rework, is just kind of a shitty thing for the player base to accept.
Yeah, I would agree with that. If like for, you know, with Raynor, if you just add, you know, 5% to something and maybe he has more playability, that's awesome. Yeah. It seems like that's like a quick number fix you add to the code and then you're done.
Yep. Agreed.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about when I was saying those balance, whatever balance changes, like very small things. I mean, see how it changes things before you do that big patch, and then the big patch you can kind of make somewhat of a finalized change, I guess, based on your testing. Just a thought.
I do. It sounds really easy just to say these things. Oh, just add a 5%, whatever, to Rainier. But like the thing is that you have to balance, games at the lower levels as well as the mid level, high level, as well as HGC. So it's I don't know. I think it's a very tough spot to be in if you're trying to balance a game for all those different type of people and play levels.
Sure.
So, but I agree. I wish they would do more stuff like that. At least try it, see how it goes. Or maybe they did try it a year and a half ago and it didn't really work very well. I don't know. But
that is true. But whenever it has happened that HGC broken hero, that is not really accepted in the pleb meta or regular people meta. They have made balance changes just based on HGC alone. It's happened with Genji and Medivh and other heroes like Tracer too. So, I mean, we already know the stance they have taken. It's just they need to do it more often, I guess, is my point.
Yeah, I think we all can agree on that for sure. Yeah. But all right, let's move on to the draft analysis, and we'll do the overpowered. The oppressive. What was that?
Sorry. Continue.
The oppressive overpower.
Is that like a moan or is that like a cough?
It was a moan cough.
A moan cough.
Moan cough laugh.
All right. Sorry, the moan cough really threw me off. All right, so let's do the draft analysis.
Mission accomplished.
All right, so these are the drafts from the Bush League. So the first map is Battlefield of Eternity. The blue team has Phoenix, Stukov, ETC, Artanis, and Greymane. Again, that is Phoenix, Stukov, ETC, Artanis, and Greymane. And the red team has Thrall, Varian, Li Ming, and Anubarak. So Thrall, Varian, Li Ming, and Anubarak. So obviously they need a support. And for those of you counting at home, Lucio is not available. So who's the support? So let's go to Soken.
Okay, well, easiest pick here is just Malfurion because he's just good, right? I don't know. Let me go to the silver tier list. Let's see.
Well done.
Is that the two teams play level silver?
According to my silver list, Lily is the correct answer.
Yes. Lily's the right answer here.
Actually, Lily is pretty dang good against this comp. For both defending the Immortal, because you can interrupt a lot. You just run over there, you blind 3 people, 2 people, whatever, and then they lose DPS on the Immortal. I think that it's actually pretty valid here.
You don't see Deckard Cain?
I am super excited to see Deckard Cain because I actually think he's really good. But the one thing I will say is that I don't know that he'll be good on this specific 2-lane map, but I think 2-lane maps he'll be really good in general.
Yeah, I go with Deckard Cain. I think his healing's going to be insane.
So yeah, I guess on this comp, yeah,
and he's going to be around someone the entire time, like half the time, and he's just going to do shit ton of healing.
Lucio too. Lucio could work. You try to shield Phoenix's ultimate, whatever it is. The amount of burst that he can put out is pretty nuts.
Yeah. But the Lucio's banned though. But But Lucio could work though.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I think this is I think it's probably either Deckard Cain wasn't available for this game, but I think Lily or Deckard Cain probably the best way to go.
Yeah.
Lily was the right choice.
I don't agree with maybe Uther too.
Uther on.
Yeah, Uther could be good for spot heals on whoever gets isolated with the ETC and Stukov.
Yeah.
But you kind of have to end the fight fast, right? If you're doing Uther, because you don't want to sustain with that.
Yeah.
You like to end it.
But this comp is kind of divey and blow up beat to begin with, so Uther might work.
Yeah.
You have the taunt Li main combo on someone. You have Yeah, you have the cocoon dive. You really want the fight to be over in 8 seconds. So Uther's not bad.
What about
Less than 8 seconds.
Rhaegar?
Soken loves that.
Huh? What?
What?
He said, oh, never mind. I'm not gonna say.
All I heard was over in 8 seconds, and then Soken loves that.
Yeah.
Giggity?
All that
Is
matters.
this a giggity?
Giggity, that's
I don't know.
pretty.
Wow. Let's just say you have something to talk to Jim about.
Jimmy knows all.
Oh, good old Jimmy.
Yeah.
His long range. You know.
Oh, damn.
Something didn't do comfortable here. Jesus.
So can I just gonna ask you, are you a catcher or a pitcher? Just curious.
Oh God. If I had to choose, I would definitely be the pitcher, like 100%.
Okay.
If I had to choose.
Okay, so anyway,
So-
I mean, my goal was
I'm
to
gonna
try
let
to
that-
make it as awkward
put
as
that-
possible, and I think I was
I'm
pretty
gonna
successful.
let it go. I could
Yeah.
expand on
Congratulations.
this, but
Expand, Scott.
well, I was gonna say he was talking about how long Jimmy's range is, so it sounds.
I mean, you could have taken your time and slowly grown this topic out, and make it explode at the. I don't know how to finish this.
Yeah,
load.
We gotta go over it a few times first
Yeah.
before it gets to that point.
All right, so so the last pick was Lily, and it was actually a really good pick. So especially considering that the Lucia was banned too. So the Lily pick was a good pick, and the red team went on to win that game. Okay, so let's do the other map. So this is Tomb of the Spire Queen, and the blue team is the red team is Diablo, Thrall, Rhaegar, Gul'dan, and Anub'arak. Again, it's Diablo, Thrall, Rhaegar, Gul'dan, and Anub'arak, and the blue team is Junkrat, Leoric, Cho'Gall. Oh, these are both support last picks. All right, so Junkrat, Leoric, and Cho'Gall.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go to Old Backpack.
This one? Ooh. This is rough. I want to say Oreos because you have the Chodol there.
You don't. Oreo's not a hero; it's a cookie.
Oh, okay. Well, then, makes it more complicated.
That really sounded like Oreo. Sorry.
Oreo.
Arl.
Arr. Yes. Yeah, Oreo.
What's his name? What's his name from Walking Dead? The main character.
Rick.
Carl.
Rick?
Carl.
Oh, he's always
Carl.
yelling, "Carl, Arl, Arl, I need heals." Shit.
I feel like don't you need some type of support with like crowd control to help you when Cho'Gall's cocooned?
Yes, I think you do. I really
Who
think
does that, though?
I think maybe Morales, possibly.
Ooh, no.
No, Morales.
Oh, are you
fucking
Morales
kidding
so
me?
Super hard as soon as
I
Cho'Gall's
don't know.
cocoon.
I kind of see that too. A little
Morales
bit,
has
depending
to
how you
write her
play it.
fucking will before the game starts. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know what these
Diablo
talent
being
mix.
able to dive deep and get to her. Anub'arak can dive. Thrall was
Oh my
pretty quick.
Let's see.
Yeah, you need a support that has good disengage, like a
Stukov
swipe.
Stukov swipe, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Stukov is the way to go. Actually, I mean he doesn't really synergize with Cho'Gall very well, but I think that it helps synergize when he gets cocooned. You just
Sukav's gonna
disengage.
get blown up.
Honestly,
Cocooned,
with
and
the-
then what? Sukov's gonna use his ultimate immediately because
Yeah.
he cannot use his ultimate after somebody's already engaged. Once Diablo charges and flips him, it's a wrap. It doesn't matter if he
Yeah.
knocks back the rest of the team. Diablo will body block him until the team
Yeah.
catches up and he's dead.
His opening animation's too long for his swipe.
Yeah,
For
I
sure.
think Sukov's dead.
I mean, it kind of feels bad that the Rhaegar is on the enemy team because I think Rhaegar would actually be a solid pick with Ancestral Healing.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I was thinking the same.
Yeah.
If you I mean, it's Tomb of the Spider Queen, so and with Leo and Junkrat, there's enough wave clear, I guess, to survive waves if it comes down to that. Lucio, you get a lot of value from Rejuvenancia and bonus track at level 20.
Yeah, I like
Yeah,
Lucio.
and you can speed away. You can speed
Yeah.
away from dive.
Yep. And there's a lot of walls to get boop value from the cooldown reduction at level 4. Yeah, so you can actually provide a lot of peel.
Alex Straza could possibly work. Turns dragon form or getting killed.
There's so much CC to stop
Yeah, I don't
Alex
think
Straza.
Mm.
Like you try to use Cleansing Flame and then you get stunned out of it by a Diablo or a Thraw Sunder or a Gul'dan Fear or a Nubarex CC.
Yeah.
And then you try to go Dragon Form, you also get locked out for 10 seconds because of the same CCs. That's pretty hard. And also telling your, I don't know, like a very dive heavy composition, telling the enemy where you're going to be standing in 3 seconds from the healing circle. That's not a good idea, in my opinion.
Oh yeah. So
The one thing I will
right.
say is I've seen. I was kind of looking for maybe some cheesy answers or something. I was gonna say Morales as well, because you could play it. What you could do is you could play 2 lanes. Junkrat takes 1 lane, Leo takes 1 lane, and then you just Morales, Cho'Gall push a lane. I mean, realistically, that's what you could do. But regardless of that,
Well,
I
what
think-
about post 10 though? Like if Cho'Gall gets cocooned, then what?
no, I know, but the cocoon is honestly the worst part about all of that, in my opinion. I think that kind of just screws everything up.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was gonna say actually, I've seen a lot of good Palm monk plays with cleansing touch. And yeah, I've seen a lot of good, like, I know this is like in QM or whatever, right? But I've seen a lot of good monk Cho'Gall plays where the monk player is actually super good. So
Are you talking about Goon Hots?
maybe I am.
It sounds like a Goon Hots thing to
No, I'm just kidding. Actually, no, that he's really good at monk, but I've never seen him play with Cho'Gall before. But I was just seeing it randomly. It kind of blew my mind because I think we had a Cho'Gall too and an Ariel in quick match. This was when that you could like get a lot more mirror matchups, and we lost. Like the monk just owned us, man. It was crazy.
What kind of monk was it?
That in that case, it was a 7-sided because it was a mirror matchup, and you want 7-sided against another Cho'Gall. But
What about the one?
the what?
Was it Transcendence or was it the
Oh no, this was. I mean, this was for sure a fists, Iron Fists.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
Well, that was back when Iron Fist was stronger.
yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
Well, the pick was Uther.
It's not bad. You can de-shield away.
I don't really like the Uther pick.
I
don't think he puts out enough healing.
He doesn't.
yeah. Initially, I didn't think he was the best pick.
To be
but
fair, the Rhaegar put out like almost 2x more healing than the Uther did in this game.
almost 3x, I think.
Yeah. But hey, Divine Shield.
You can't really count the armor though, because he gives armor as well. Uther.
The biggest
Yeah,
issue
that's
the
true.
enemy team had against the Cho'Gall comp was killing Uther early after he's already spent all his cooldowns, so that you give a lot of healing to Cho'Gall and armor to Cho'Gall. So
Yeah.
and the enemy team, for whatever reason, stood in every single rune bomb possible.
That's 70 stats
Yeah.
at the end
It
of
was
it.
like God,
70,
70, 80
stacks.
stacks. Like, oh my
72
god.
stacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is, yeah. You don't
That
want
was
to do
bad.
that.
A lot of melee. That's why they keep diving on top of it on the rune bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, all right. So we have one more topic to discuss, and it's the so every week, someone from the Trolls Network interviews, I guess, a team captain for Bush League.
So it's just 4 weeks.
I'm sorry, what?
So it's only 4 weeks. There's only 4 captains.
Well, no, well, last week it was, or 2 weeks ago it was Daz, and now this week it's Zextras. So I
Yeah.
suppose it's like a team captain thing for Bush League.
All right.
Maybe. I don't know. But so it was a pretty extensive interview with Zexorus. Again, for those of you who don't know, he was the was he the host of the Heroes Power Hour, Bacon? Or no?
No, it was DJ Tyrant.
DJ Tyrant. Okay. But anyway, they ran a HOTS podcast for almost 3 years.
Close to it, yep.
And they stopped doing that a couple months ago, and he talks about in one of the questions that he answers, he talks about the that entire process of running that podcast and so forth. And this is what he said. So do I have the question that he was asked? No, I do not. Anyway, so he says is that you're not going to get into the HOTS community without the approval of what I call the quote-unquote clique. There seems to be a group of people that appear to either approve or disapprove who gets promotional pushes and whatnot. My personal experience is you're not going to break into the HOTS scene. Just work on building your own audience, have those people bring in their friends and go from there. You're not going to get help from people on the inside unless you practically kick the door in. So obviously we run a HOTS podcast, and I wanted to get you guys' thoughts on what he said.
It's true, right? I mean, we are not included by Blizzard. As you said,
Yeah.
hey, Blizzard, sponsor us. Sponsor us.
Yeah, we don't
Never
think
gonna
we have
happen.
any contact outside of, I think Bacon said they retweeted one of your tweets or something last week. That's the
And
most
they-
I've ever.
Well, that was only because it was a meme, not that because I was a community member.
Yeah.
And it was also through the proxy of another community member that it got retweeted. So, I mean, I see what Zex is saying, and we also kind of suffer from it. And a lot of the podcasts that are successful right now, maybe they got in early, and that's the reason they are in the position they are at. I will say the Heroes Power Hour, the podcast gaming has changed recently in the past couple of years. It's very hard to get by and grow as a podcast if it's like a vanilla news kind of Blizzard show, because there's 100 or 1,000,000 different other podcasts that kind of do that. So a lot of podcasts have been trying to be more niche or play to different parts of the community. Like Heroes Forge does, their thing with the creative side to HOTS. Lords of the Storm is kind of like the most vanilla podcast, I guess, but they also got in early and quick and very early, so they were able to build off of that. So I think Heroes Power Hour suffered a little bit from, I guess, not innovating enough, maybe. And also, if you do listen to towards the end of the shows, like they were missing a couple weeks, and I guess consistency is the biggest killer in podcasts. They were missing weeks randomly, and due to whatever reason, vacation or whatnot. But yeah, in terms of the click thing, it does seem hard unless you're like a big name streamer or a gamer to begin with, or a YouTuber from another game, breaking your way into it, kind of like they had with the League of Legends guys. Like they had a really good time or a really easy time being the #1 stream on Heroes of the Storm whenever they did stream, right? And that was only because they were popular to begin with. And for people like us and Zexorus and the Trolls GG guys to a point, it's a fucking grind to try to build something from the bottom up. And sometimes you're lucky and sometimes you're not.
Yeah, I honestly didn't want to, I didn't want to discuss his show. I was just talking about in general. Do you think that what he's saying is true to a certain degree or not? Yeah. I don't know. Soken, do you have any? I mean, you and Goon are like content creators to a certain extent. What do you think about what Zexorus said?
I think those barriers that he's referring to exist pretty much in every realm of life, to some in some part, right? I know people just coming out of college, right, undergrad. I know people that got jobs right away because they knew someone. Whereas one of my friends took him years, and then on the flip side of that, I got lucky in some way. Like I put myself out there at a job fair and I got a job because I got kind of lucky and someone saw me. So there's a lot of factors. I wouldn't just put it to that. As well as obviously having a good show. I can't speak to like, anyone else's show. I actually didn't even know that there was Hot's podcast in the first place until I found this podcast. That's my experience with it, which means maybe there's some other problems going on. Like Blizzard is not promoting enough of the content in the scene, right? And I was already deep into HOTS. I've been deep for like the last year and a half. So
How deep? Like Jim Raynor length?
Like okay, I'm not gonna go back into that. I don't want any more clips. I don't want any more clips of me saying something. All right.
Like 6.5 range, dude? or is it the 20% upgraded range?
You don't want any more clips. We've already ruined all your future job prospects, so it's okay.
I'm excited for next week's memes, I'll be honest. But yeah, so I think there's a lot of factors. And as to my experience in the hot scene, I've put a lot of time into just trying to put myself out there just in general, right? To just talk, just to talk with people, not even to like do any content or whatever. I'm just saying like trying to be cool with people. And it's very hard. I mean, people don't necessarily just want to be your friend, right? Maybe I don't know, maybe there's a reason for that, but I don't know. It is hard. It is hard. That's all I really can say about it. Yeah. It's really difficult.
I get the feeling that there is some truth to that there is favoritism. At least with the podcasting world of things, so at least with HOTS. And I feel as though that obviously our show will never ever be sponsored by them. I think we can all agree on that, and actually probably rightfully so, to be honest. Yeah. But right. But I mean, there are other shows that are smaller than us and that get promoted and stuff like that, and that I don't know.
Look, I mean, there's.
No, sorry, go for it.
What I said about the Heroes Power, I mean, I listened to them every week when they were on the air, so it's not like I didn't like the show. Of course, I liked it, and that's also why I invited Zach. I reached out to them in the first place because I thought they were doing good work. It's just they even said to themselves, like towards the end, it's really, really hard to keep your passion up for a game and doing a podcast every week. When it doesn't seem like it's going anywhere, and a lot of these smaller podcasts, unless you're like really truly 1% exceptional or really lucky winning the lottery, it's years in the making, right?
Yeah,
it's really fucking hard.
But there's also kind of two things, right? And I would venture to say that being sponsored by Blizzard and being promoted by Blizzard are kind of two different things. I mean, it's okay to say Gank Bush Squad exists or like have a page right on the website. Hey, here's a list of podcasts, and you can put NSFW or whatever at the bottom next to Gank Bush Squad or whatever. That's my personal opinion. I don't think that just mentioning you is a sponsorship, but maybe others don't see it that way. So
yeah, I don't know, but there is some truth to his frustrations. So, I mean, to be honest, like when we did when I did that thing on Reddit asking for people to support, hey, this is our show and stuff like that. What happened was, we ended up, we got around almost like 1,000 downloads that for the next couple shows, and then it went back to where it was for us, back to like maybe half of that. And it's kind of like I've always believed that if people listen to us, then the people will like it and they'll keep coming back. But then you see the numbers, like, oh, it's kind of like a dick punch.
But then again, it's also, especially with gaming podcasts, if you're playing the game, you're listening to the game podcast. If you're not in the game, then you're not really. Yeah, it's very difficult. Like if I'm suddenly playing Overwatch, I'm going to download like 5 other Overwatch podcasts. But if I quit Overwatch because whatever reason, I might only listen to the my favorite one just to keep tabs on it. There's actually a bunch of wind timers that kind of do the same because when they're playing the game, they're active, they're listening to us and the other podcasts, and like that's just how gamers work. Like people like us who stick to one game over a period of years, that's not what the general population of gamers do. They're like flavor of the month kind of guys. So
Yeah, that's true.
And man, you know what Bumsy says? Fuck those guys.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
We don't need them
Yeah.
unless they download our podcast, then we do.
And then, never mind.
Then we love them.
Yeah.
And almost forgot. I want to make sure I give shout outs. So thank you, Leviathan and Chief Ratchet. Is that Jiggly or no?
yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
Jiggly.
Okay. So thank you to Leviathan and Chief Ratchet for giving us the bits during our live stream. We definitely appreciate that. But
And this isn't to say that we are not thankful for the community that we have now. I think you guys are all awesome, except for Jiggly when you play specialist, but
or Falstad.
or
False
Falstad.
Dad.
Oh my
Yeah.
god! Or when you play ETC. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Or when you play.
Yeah.
No,
it's,
I only say that because
Ah.
I only say that because Jiggly's in chat.
Yeah. He's cool.
But yeah,
Yeah, so like I think I've been thinking about it. I think our show, like I feel as though it's been more than 2 years now, at least for me, doing this. Is like I feel like it feels as though that like there's you suppose you're in a band, right? You think your music's really good, but then you go to a city, people come, and then like next time you go back like a year or two later, and less people come, you're like, oh, that fucking sucks. And you think that your music is good, right? That's what it feels like, for me anyway. And yeah, I don't know. So it doesn't really feel good, but yeah. Anyway, I don't know.
I guess it kind of depends on what your goals are, right? Are you? I'm not gonna. I guess we don't have to go into this, but how happy you're gonna feel is dependent on what your goals are. A lot of people just do it as like a passion project, and maybe don't care as much about that. Like how many viewers, how many downloads, blah blah blah. Whereas I think that you actually are genuinely passionate and want to like continue and want to get like keep making progress. So I can see why you'd be upset or
Well, no, it's not-
have
it's not-
feelings on that. You have feelings
It's
on
not
that.
upset, just more disappointed.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
all.
I mean, it's not
It's,
like we're trying to make this our careers or anything, but we all have our egos and we do it, but we also do it as a passion project. But it also fucking sucks when sometimes over the period of weeks your listeners are going down like, oh shit, are we doing something wrong? I mean, even though it's we don't really
think,
take it too seriously.
Yeah, I think like to be honest, like the last 15, 20 shows, like I don't think the shows can get any better.
So good, man.
So that's the
so
thing,
many
so-
memes, high quality.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I just
We're the
I
meanest
can't get
podcast.
enough. I can't get enough.
yeah. So
Look, I'm the meme connoisseur, man. You can thank me for that shit.
We
Tip
do.
me
It's
on
all
your way.
making
Tip
them,
me on your way out. Shit.
yeah. So
I think the audience we do have is very into the podcast. It's not just fluff listeners. It's
Oh,
people
yeah.
that are actually really into the content. So I think that has actually increased. There's the interaction between the loyal members, the listeners, is I think something that I've come to enjoy about creating the podcast.
I mean, I
We
consider
got
a lot of those
small,
guys.
hardcore
Yeah.
fan base.
Yeah.
Also, in Bushleague is a fantastic idea. Thanks to Dash for that. That's great.
well, it was my idea.
Thank you, Dash.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dash, for that.
but anyway, all right. Well, again, to echo what Bacon says, is that we appreciate everyone who does listen and likes us and stuff like that. So just more of a, I gave you a peek behind the curtain from our point of view. So, but yeah. Is there anything else you guys want to discuss?
Yeah. I mean, there's other stuff I can say, but I don't want to
Yeah.
step on other toes. But
Say
it
it.
is
Being
it is
Canadian,
unfortunate what
Stop
happened to
that.
Zexters and the podcast.
Yeah.
They actually have really good chemistry, and they're doing other stuff. Like they're trying to put out other content, and they actually do like weekly live streams of other things. but I mean, it's not heroes related all the time, so like they'll randomly play StarCraft one week, or they'll play another like multiplayer game. So I mean, so if
so
you
I have a
like,
question. Oh, sorry.
yeah.
So Hero Physio in chat says I would have a beverage with each of the hosts if I ran into them at the local watering hole. What the hell's a watering hole? What is that?
F you, Hero Physio. What are you talking about?
Are you serious?
It's a bar.
Yeah, that's where you go get a drink.
Yeah,
Watering
why-
hole.
Who calls it a watering hole?
The Nature
It's a
Channel when
Canadian
you watch a bunch of animals go drink from a river or a
Yeah, a
lake.
hole full of water.
I've never heard anyone ever call a bar a watering hole in my entire
Good.
life.
Watch
Go
a
to Canada.
western.
I like how he's being like a very like polite Canadian in the chat, and you guys are just like, "Fuck you guys." Or, "Fuck you." Water-
No,
what is
man,
this?
he's a snake. Fucking Hero Physio's a snake, man.
The trolliest of them all.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Bacon.
What's up?
Does LFM win their Crucible match this weekend?
Yes.
Okay.
think
Do you
so.
want LFM to win?
Yeah, of course. Despite what Hero Physio stands for, I want LFM to win.
I can see him winking.
Yeah, I think LFM should 3-0 whoever they're. Is it XD? It's the consonant matchup. LFM versus XD, so it should be interesting this weekend. All right, so thank you, Soken, for again lowering your standards and joining us this week. It's been a lot of fun having you. So
Thanks,
again, can you provide information about where people can find your content and so forth?
Sure. So I'm on Twitter at SokenGLHF, and I also stream from time to time at twitch.tv/SokenGaming. So I will be streaming more HOTS related content here coming up more often. So
Okay, that'd be great because I think you only do it like once a month, the hot stuff.
I had to take a
Calling him
break.
out.
I had to take a break, dude. I
I've seen
was on the
his
early
streams.
grind.
Yeah, he plays other games when I've been there anyway. But again, thank you for joining us. It's been a lot of fun. We very much enjoyed you coming on. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to Tower Baron.
And that's our show, and we'll see you in the Nexus.
Yeah, everyone blow ASAP. Now go. Jesus, bro.
He missed it! Last one was so much better.
He missed it.
That's the outro. We're good.
The miss on this station.